Hi there, welcome to the Monday edition of the Lall Show on Kaieteur Radio 99.1 and 99.5 FM. As you know, we come here every Monday, Wednesday and Friday at 19 hours 20. This evening, I'm happy to introduce members of the panel that is with us this evening. Of course, Mr. Ray Daggers, and not forgetting Miss Harris, who's also here with us as well. And the man of the moment, Mr. Lall. Surprisingly, Mr. Bernard is not here with us tonight. Maybe abandoned us, but nevertheless, the work continues here on the Lall Show. With that said, sir, namaste, and the floor is yours.
Namaste, guys. It's Monday.
Yes, it is.
All Monday.
All day long.
Vacation is on the card.
Yep.
It is.
Or no vacation on the card.
It is. Would you listen
Gotta
to
get
the
a
calling?
vacation on the card, man. I need a vacation. It's almost 3 years I haven't been anywhere on a vacation, so I need to take one.
Well,
Namaste, guys, and thanks for listening. I want to begin tonight's program with a TikTok. A TikTok I did Friday or Saturday. I think it's important for your ears because I know that there are many of you who do not listen to TikTok or have access to TikTok.
yeah.
TikTok is a new social media these days.
Mm-hmm.
It allows you to speak for 3 minutes and it gone haywire. What I said in that TikTok is this. The coalition government made a huge blunder, a massive mistake, by giving away Lisa 1 and Lisa 2 for nothing. Or I should say little or nothing. The PPP came in and gave away Lisa 3, which is Payara. We also got nothing whatsoever from that. With all 3 of these projects, we lose out. But we don't have to keep on losing out on these projects. Could we, as a people, as Guyanese, set aside all the wrongs on those 3 projects and make corrections to all future projects? Can we do that, Ray?
Yeah. We should.
Good. I, Lall, say that we can, and we must make a start to correct ourselves. You have 3/4 of the citizens in this country who can't pay water and light bills. Many can't meet their landlord rent when the month comes. With this enormous wealth we have, that the whole world, Uncle and Auntie, is talking about. Guys, if this 4th project is not done the way it should be done, so that this country can benefit, then what is going to happen to all of us? Can somebody tell me? How are we going to grow through life? Or do they want us to continue go through life the way we have been going through life? Barely eking out a living. Looking and begging for a job here, there, and everywhere. Come on. Come on. How long the citizens of this country will continue to live the way we are, begging the world to survive? How long more? The opportunity is here, Uncle and Auntie, on this 4th project called the Yellowtail Moving Forward. Could we all call on these leaders, President Ali, Vice President Jagdeo, opposition leader, and the deputy opposition leader, to use this leverage, this trump card we have in our hands, this 4th project, yes, and squeeze the balls of ExxonMobil so that we can get something tangible from it, and in which we are fully protected of any oil spill? Is this too much to ask for, brothers and sisters? Do we have to hold them hostage for our own thing? Or do we have to go down on our knees and say, oh, Massa, please give our children some food and something to shelter under? Come on, guys. Come on, leaders of this country. Get your acts together. This nation needs to breed and grow. Don't let them treat us the way they treat George Floyd, with their knees on our necks. No, Mr. Jagdeo. Everything is in your hands. This fourth project and any other project from now on should and must energize the people of this country. Show this nation and its people that there is hope with our resources. Please. Like I said, we were already taken advantage of, and we are being taken for a ride on the 3 projects. Are we going to allow them to ride us on any other project the same way, man? Where are your voices, Uncle and Auntie, on this matter? When will you realize that this fight is not Glen Lall fight alone? It's all of us have to take to the streets, take to the stand, so that we can bring about that change and don't allow them to sell us out further with the things that belongs to us. Did I say namaste at first, Ms. Harris?
No.
Well, let me say namaste again. That is what I said in a TikTok Friday that is on social media, that is hitting the waves. And I have decided to tell you, because I know many of you, like I said, don't have access to social media. Did I say anything wrong, Ray?
No.
Or do you agree with what I'm saying there? Should I change anything? Or should I beg for nothing? Come on, guys. Don't do yourself this. Don't do your children and grandchildren this. All the streets right across this country should be flooded with your feet, demanding that our leaders echo out the best deal for the owners of this wealth, me and you. It's our wealth, man. How long more you people is going to stay silent? I am going on a vacation. When you miss me, I'm gone. Because like I'm getting tired of it. I took it upon myself, with the help of 2 friends and a few lawyers, to fight for our taxes, our legally owed taxes from all the oil companies. I went to court. This blatant disregard and disrespect for our laws has been broken by Raphael Trotman and the coalition government, when they agreed with ExxonMobil to take our oil for free and also not pay any taxes in this country. My gosh. This current administration, who had promised to review and renegotiate all these issues and fix them, has suddenly gone blind, deaf, numb and dumb where it comes to the rights of the Guyanese citizens. Come on. These things belong to us. I am going on a vacation. I was told by my lawyer, Mr. Muhammad Ali, that ExxonMobil, Lord way that ExxonMobil applied to the court to be joined as a party to the case. Yes. You hear that, uncle? ExxonMobil applied to the court to join the case that I brought against the government, for ExxonMobil to pay taxes. Simply put, they want to protect their financial interests against me on this tax issue. I only hope the lawyers who are representing them would see themselves first and foremost as Guyanese and defend your rights, my rights, for our fair share. When I say fair share, I mean for our taxes, rather than ExxonMobil packet. Man, them don't get your oil for free. Gosh, come on. How much more disgusting it will get? You want we pay your taxes too? From our own resources? In my mind, uncle, this matter should not even have to go to court. It's an open and shut case. No government can break the laws of a country to give away people's wealth and tell the people they can fetch it out without even paying taxes on the wealth. And then turn back. Ms. Harris, and then turn back. And our government have to give them a receipt.
Yep.
So when them go to America, China, wherever, them produce that receipt to them government, so them pay nothing there too.
Exactly.
Huh?
Yep.
What is wrong with this with the leaders of this land, man?
They're sick.
Guys, here what ExxonMobil saying in their court document to become a party to this case. Them say the oil companies are entitled to enjoy the financial arrangements that was negotiated and agreed to in good faith by the Guyana government at the time. You hear that? That is what I'm going to court for. They have to tell the judge that they're entitled to enjoy, yes, what the government signed on to. Can you believe this thing, man? That's in their court document, brother.
They're entitled.
Huh?
They're entitled to break our laws.
They went further to say in the court document that if the judge rule against them, they will suffer major damages and financial losses, among other things. You believe this thing, man? Man, are you really believe this thing, man?
These people are
Huh?
delusional and sick.
Huh? Uncle, are you believe this thing? Tell the judge that if the judge rule against them, they will suffer major damages and financial losses, among other things. Them even said it would be improper for the case to continue without them being part of it. You see how these people eyes pass me in this land? They want to go tell we judge that the arrangement them had with the government must stay as is, and that if any changes come to that, them gonna lose everything. The company will fall apart. You believe this thing? Are you believe this thing, man?
Pour pity on them.
Eh? Is master days I will go back to, man?
Look so.
Eh? Where you couldn't go to school?
There's worse.
You see the disrespect these people have for people like me and you?
Yep.
Brown, black, and yellow people. They believe we have no brain. You understand? They believe that they could corrupt every citizen of this country, like how they corrupt we politicians.
Yep.
Yes. To make them break the laws of this country by giving away our resources, allowing the people to fetch it out without even paying taxes on it, man. I can understand, Miss Harris, that you elect a government and they can do what they want. You hear me? They can wake up one morning and say, Glen Lall, take 50-acre rice field or cane land and take it for free. That's their prerogative. That's within their mandate. That's within their laws. Right?
Yep.
Man, but Glen Lall got to pay taxes. You understand? That's the laws of Guyana. They can't break that. So I can understand how you give away ExxonMobil all the oil. You know? How you give Omai and Zinjin and the Australian company all the gold and diamond. Go on. But at least let us get our taxes, bro. That's within the mandate of the Constitution. You want to hear this, Mr. Ray? ExxonMobil, uncle, taking wheat oil for free, destroying our environment, kill the fishing industry, damaging our infrastructures right across all over. The roads is more important. Getting their taxes paid, yes, paid for by the citizens of this country, and got the North to complain that that's not enough. And if the judge should rule against them, they're going to go hungry. They're going to go hungry. Miss Harris, I am getting hungry. Well, let me ask this, uncle. What about we? Who hungry from the beginning of time? And with what Exxon them doing, we will be left hungry for generations to come with your own wealth. They don't complain about how them gonna go hungry. What about we, man?
Let them take our billions and wipe their eyes.
Guyana, uncle, Guyana, please help me in this fight. Thursday morning is the first hearing at the Supreme Court, 9 a.m. I know some of you want to show your support, and I heard some of you planning a picket at the High Court. Let me ask all Guyana, are you going to join them? Or I don't want Glen Lall to be in the court and come out and join the picket line too at the same time. Huh? Wow. 720 million American dollars giveaway already in 2020 alone. You want me to repeat the money, man? 720 million American dollar them giveaway in 2020 alone. With taxes, you know. It's taxes I'm talking about.
Just in taxes.
That has nothing to do with either 2% or your profit aisle. No, that ain't got nothing to do with it. 720 million is taxes. The oil companies walk away with. Our legal tax money of 720 million. Yes. And the 600 million US we get for the oil, President Ali had to go and scrape out all to feed his country. My gosh. Sometimes I think I didn't go to school to understand what business is, or go to school to understand how me have to protect, squeeze or demand the people or companies to get me fair share what me parents leave for me. You know? This is what is happening in this country. This is how I want to believe, that our leaders, I don't know. I can't find words. But I'm going on a vacation. My doctor and the therapist say, leave this thing alone, Lall, and go, because none of you people, yes, I got to repeat this thing. The therapist tell me, none of you will come and see me when I'm in bed alone. So I am going to heed their call. After the court matter, Lall disappearing, gone. You break the laws of this country and give away the people's assets for nothing. On top of that, you give away the people's taxes too. Come on. Your governments have been saying, year by year come, their main priorities are education, infrastructure, health care, security concerns, food security, and so on. The 2022 budget money set aside to do those things, uncle. Yes, it's set aside to do those things. And that money they set aside is far less than the 720 million US they give away in 1 year alone. You hear that?
Mm-hmm.
They're so interested, that they give away that money.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Are these people for real, uncle? Are they really looking out for you and my interests? Do they really want to provide us with better health care, education, security, and infrastructure in this land?
Doubt it.
How much more simple can I make this thing, man? How much more, Miss Harris, should I make this thing simple before I go on my vacation? Huh?
I don't know.
Please hear this last piece before I go. Christopher Ram corrected me on this Amelia Falls Hydro project this morning. I never know the man that's listened to the whole program. He said, Lall, the 7.7 cents per kilowatt that I told you guys the Chinese is charging Guyana. Chris Ram corrected me. He said, Glenn, 7.7 cents per kilowatt is the expected average price. You hear that word? The expected average price for the 20-year span of the project. Miss Harris, you know what the two words expected average means?
I have a pretty good idea.
Yes, the price will not be at 7.7 cents. You just got to go watch every word, uncle and auntie, that comes out. You must watch every word that comes out these people's mouth and read their documents fine, because nothing they tell you should be taken as the truth or whole truth. For example, Winston Brasington, yes, the man was sue me 19 times and don't get 37 million from me. Me still got 12 case move with him. Winston Brasington said, the Chinese company taking most of the risk on the project. Uncle and auntie, he is misleading the nation. Am I loud and clear enough, man?
Yes.
This man is misleading the nation. It's not true. Guyana bears all the highest financial risks on that project. You hear me? And you can sue me again, Brasington. I'll pay you for that. Bharat Jagdeo and Ashley Singh come out in defense of this man. Deception. Yes. And both of them didn't even address the financial risk thrown onto Guyana. Except they are defending the project with a cost only God and them know. I mean God Almighty. Yes. Where this country is heading, man. And how much more you people will sit back and take. The way I'm seeing it, this project, or I should say the way I am seeing it now, this project is not a Ponzi scheme anymore. This project is being designed to rape this nation and all of us for the next 20 years. Just like the Berbice Bridge and the Marriott Hotel and the never done stinking airport, they're renovating CJIA. You need to stop this thing, guys. Brasington, Jagdeo and Ashley Singh. And you need to stop this thing. Uncle and auntie is the same three of them designed the Berbice Bridge that has been milking this nation's pocket so that their private crony investors can milk this country. And if y'all didn't remember or doesn't know, Bharat Jagdeo's best friend Ramoop is the largest private shareholder in the Berbice Bridge. The Berbice Bridge, yes, is designed in such a way that if the bridge does not make money to pay the private investors, tax dollars was supposed to give y'all an increase in salaries and pension, have to be used to pay the private investors. Yes. It's the exact thing with this hydro project they are about to do to us. You just got to read the document. It says, if GPL, for whatever reason, cannot meet their yearly payments, your tax dollars will have to come out from under your bed sheet, leaving your children without biscuits to go to school with. Yes, to pay the Chinese company. Yes. And they want Guyana to believe it's a Chinese company owning this hydro project with no risk. Yes, no risk too for the Guyanese people. Well, let me say this boldly and very clearly to President Ali and the opposition. Jagdeo Ashley Singh and that same man that named Winston Brasington, that hydro project is not a Chinese man company. Brothers and sisters, read through the lines. Ask Bharat Jagdeo, who are the secret private investors in the Marriott Hotel, rather than he cussing down Christopher Ram for going and hang out at the Marriott Hotel. How low can a vice president get? Eh? Christopher Ram and myself were two people who were very critical on the Marriott Hotel. Hadn't we gotten a change of government and fine oil, that hotel would have been in the hands of the private secret investors already. And that all these things I'm saying is factual, you know, Ray. They can't sue me for this. I can prove that. Jagdeo and Ashley Singh and Winston Brasington should come sit down with me on this program. And let's talk about these deals. And if they're frightened to come, send the questions to me on air using any clown. You know, a call critic. I said, whatever happened to you coming and sit on this program? He tell me, Glenn, you be here. As soon as I come out this radio, let me call him, please. Yes, he said, you'll be here. You'll be here 7 o'clock for being on the program. Critic, if you're listening, I'm still waiting on you. You know, Miss Harris,
Yes, sir.
some hard, sharp, and nasty words I want to use to describe these people. You know, what they're doing to the people of this country and this country. All because I'm on the radio. I'm on national radio. I can't do that.
You have to pick your words
You know?
carefully.
I talked about how Berbice and Essequibo, remember, not getting electricity from the project. The government run go and put out a statement and say, it's only Essequibo will not get. I just want you people to know that the Skeldon plant in Berbice has been producing electricity, yes, for Berbice. And 3/4 of the Barbicians have already gone solar. So the hydro, yes, I am correct, will only be generating power for part of Guyana, which is Demerara only. Because even Demerara will go solar very soon. Many businesses already gone solar. And this is why they are binding. Ms. Harris, listen to this piece carefully. Many businesses gone solar, and many businesses are going solar.
Yep.
So you will not be needing GPL. More so, you will not be needing the hydro plant
Yep.
and all the 165 megawatt of power.
Wow.
Are you following me clearly? This is the reason why they're putting down the project and then binding Guyana, right, to pay for the power,
Yep.
whether you use it, whether you take it, or whether you throw it away. Hear that? That's what they're binding us to. This is where it will become a milking cow for them. Yes, for them same people who talking. Yes, he can become a milking cow family. He can become a milking cow for their family, their children, and their grandchildren 20 years from now. A Linden farmer use an old bicycle, a ceiling fan, a sewing machine, and some old tire, and producing electricity for his farm. Everything cost the man $200 US. The man said he did not research. He did some research online, and he now has his own hydro plant powering his farm. Guyana Times. Guyana Times newspaper, Jagdev Best Friend newspaper, carried the story yesterday only. Ta-da! My vacation ticket come ready? Are you calling me vacation ticket? Huh? Miss Harris, you calling me ticket?
Yep, and mine too.
When you all miss me again. I asked a vendor this morning. You know me, this one, Bernard. I asked Bernard is here, by the way. Namaste, Bernard.
Namaste.
I asked a vendor this morning if he would sign a legal document binding himself with a farmer to buy watermelon from him at $1,000 each every day for the next 20 years. You are here the man suck it for me. He said, Glenn, you're crazy. At times you can get watermelon for $200. So are you going to buy myself for buy watermelon $1,000 for the next 20 years? Anyhow, he sucked me teeth for me, he left me. I asked another vendor who to sell shallot if she would bind herself to a farmer to buy shallot for the next 20 years every day at $800 a pound. The woman nearly want to kill me. Well, what stupidness you asking me? Shallot must be selling for $200 a pound sometimes. Why am I going and buying with any farmer for $800 a pound? In a nutshell, uncle, that is what President Ali, this young president we have Jagdeo Ashney Singh and the man named Winston Brassington going to tie down Guyana too with his hydro project that will be supplying electricity for the next 20 years to Guyana at an expected, listen this, at an expected average price of 7.7 cents per megawatt.
$111 million per year.
111 million American dollars a year. Don't let me repeat it. 3 years of that money can done blackout and you're not going to pay for light bill for the rest of your lives. Uncle, just how the price for shallot and watermelon, celery and fruits in general does go up and down. The cost to produce electricity these days in the world, listen to me carefully, the cost to produce electricity in the world is going down with solar, wind, hydrogen and hydro projects all over. New technology is what carrying down the price. Now, having heard this, would you tie yourself down 20 years at a specific price when you know in 10 years' time electricity might be free? Huh?
So like it's cheap every year.
Yes, every year the price keep going down.
Yep.
Well, it's not might. You could get it for free. I put on 4 little solar on 4 posts to my home years now, but 6 years now. And guess what? Every single night it lighting, and I never pay a cent light bill. That's where the future lies, uncle and auntie. Some of the biggest businesses in this country are not using GPL electricity anymore. They're gone solar. So why is Jagdeo going to tie us down for 20 years on something that no longer needed?
$4 billion.
Huh? It's not a Ponzi scheme. It's a milking cow. He designing. All 3 of them, Ashley Singh and Brassington, them designing for milk Guyana, for milk me and you with that project. Telling us that Chinese company. On my building here, I have solar. My light bill, it cut it by half. Years now. Oh boy. Oh, my vacation ticket come already, man? I tell you all this last piece and I'm gone. Jagdeo Ashley Singh, Winston Brassington and the Chinese man contract says whether Guyana use the electricity or not, we have to pay for it. You hear me, Bernard?
Oh, I hear you.
Whether you eat the food or not, once it delivered to your house every day, you gotta pay the restaurant. Yes. That is what these chaps, oh sorry. That is what these smart, respectable and honourable gentlemen, yes, that's what they are going to bind us under. I am pretty much certain I didn't offend you guys, you know. You hear what I said? I said smart, respectable and honourable gentlemen. That's how I describe them. Some people will get upset when I call them fancy names. So I'm using nice names for them. Yes. Hanging the Guyanese people to this with a 20-year life sentence. That is what them three people do to me. Them three honourable gentlemen. Can anybody with an ounce of brain tell me why they're going to do this, man? You can help me, brother? Why they're going to do this to the people of this country?
Sickness.
Huh? To satisfy and enrich who, man? Huh?
Exxon shareholder.
A Chinese man? Or a Chinese company?
Who's who?
I don't think the leaders are that clumsy. I more think they are the opposite of that. Did I say namaste? Guys, you got to read through the line and ask yourself, if them kind of deal like that for a Chinese company. Ta-da! I love you guys. We carried a story in our today's newspaper. ExxonMobil is rushing ahead to produce more oil by 2027. The senior vice president said their new target is 1.2 million barrels per day by 2027. Hear that? The more oil ExxonMobil produce is the more money for them and their shareholders, uncle and auntie. This is good news for ExxonMobil and its peoples. What about the Guyanese people, may I ask? Huh? Are we oil wealth going away and we still stuck with this one-sided contract and nobody wants to talk about that? How you like it? Huh? ExxonMobil is looking out for what is good for themselves. Which one are we leaders looking out for the people of this country? Which one of them? This is not even a one-sided contract. This is the worst contract on earth, oil contract. Guyanese people losing out all the time from one government to another. Man, there is no relief or silver lining for us. Guys, this is why we need to stand up, step up, speak out for ourselves. If we wait for our leaders to do what is best for us, we're going to end up holding Darren Wood. Yes, we're going to end up holding Darren Wood, the ExxonMobil, and Jack Dale boss. Yes. Oh. Or if not, I will hold Rutledge one too. These people have no shame in this country, man. Bernard? Is no shame these people have? They promised to renegotiate and correct this contract.
Manifesto.
Correct the contract signed by the coalition government. And now they're running away from that promise and commitment. Huh? But they're very bold, Bernard. They're very bold and shameless, Harris, to tell the Guyanese people that the Hydrofiles project is what they promised the people in their manifesto. You hear me? They're bold to tell us that. Everything they do, everything they say in this country now, they might tell you they had promised that in the manifesto. But this one, the one with the contract, that one, and they're not saying a word about that. The oil that is going to really take Guyana out of the doldrums, these respectable, smart, and honourable gentlemen, numb and dumb on that. Bernard, Yesterday, going to the therapist, and I saw a big signboard with President Ali photograph and a message on it at the Rahman Stone. You know where it is put up the big Christmas tree on the east bank of Demerara? Yeah. I don't know if that billboard is placed anywhere else in the country because I don't travel around. You people might have to call me and tell me. However, I wish President Ali can put billboards with his face, nothing wrong with that, all over this country and plaster them with messages as to what is happening with this national oil wealth and our other resources. Wouldn't that be the most loveliest things our president can do for a nation, man? Huh? What you say, guys? He should not be telling us Happy Pagwa, Happy Easter, Happy Diwali, Merry Christmas, Happy New Manabi. He should be telling us what is going on with our wealth. You're done not holding press conferences. The vice president hiding from professional journalists and media houses. Is that too much to ask for from our respected leaders, guys? Tell me. My reporter told me today she texted the vice president and called him. He never responded as to the sit-down interview she wanted with him. What a Guyana you live in. Miss Harris, can I go on my vacation?
Yep.
And when I go on my vacation, can I expect to hear billboards gone up all over this country with oil companies ready to pay their taxes, ready to renegotiate this one-sided contract?
I hope so.
Huh? Thank you. Let's wait and see. Or are we to get more signboards like the one at Rahman Store? You want me to read what this signboard says? Yes, I should read it. Uncle, the signboard says, as President of Guyana and of all the Guyanese people without exception, I will not be distracted of the goal of building a one Guyana in which all our people enjoy equality of opportunity and a pathway to prosperity. Building a one Guyana which all our people will enjoy equality and have the same opportunity with a pathway to prosperity. Is this guy real? We have a real president? Huh?
Sad.
Mr. Ali, if all the people get their rightful share, my brother, their rightful share of their rightful thing that belongs to them, you don't have to ensure equality and a pathway to prosperity, my brother. Once people can afford a decent home, a decent salary with a proper bank savings, it will give them a decent standard of living. Nobody has to cost down our people over into villages to see what the village getting from what their village is not getting. Come on. Nobody has to look at a brother Guyanese and see him as an enemy. No. No. When every Guyanese has the rightful share of this nation's patrimony, my brother, nobody on earth, nobody can see color, nobody can see race, nobody will be disgruntled, everybody will be happy. That's how Trinidad lived during the era of their petroleum industry. Did I say namaste? Huh? I'm going on my vacation. This morning I saw world leaders talking about how they will stop buying oil from Russia, putting pressure on them to come out of Ukraine and stop the war. Yes. Oil price went up to $140 per barrel. And they predict it will meet $200 per barrel. Everything in the world will go up. ExxonMobil walking off with Guyana's oil and with wheat taxes that are paying. Man, these guys will become quadrillionaires while we become bigger paupers, all because of our smart, respectable, and honourable leaders. Man, I got time. Should I stop now, man? Huh?
You gotta give me some time. You gotta give me time to deal with it.
A friend from Canada sent me a picture of Malali, MV Malali, MV Tarani, and MV Makoro. All three were commissioned in the year 1960. I wasn't born then. He said, Glenn,
None of us here would.
he said, Glenn, those boats are still alive and kicking today.
You.
And he repeated my question. Name one project that the PPP, the PNC, and the AFC have done throughout the 60 years that is still standing. He reminded me of that boat the Chinese government give us the other day as a gift, that working Kaieteur Essequibo
Someone too.
that is in need, dire need of repairs already. The man said, Glenn, the money they would spend to repair that plastic boat the Chinese give we, they can get 3 brand new Malali, Makoro, Torani. The man even remind me, the money they spend to build the Parika Stelling to accommodate the Chinese vessel must have cost more than what the boat cost the Chinese. Yeah, man. The man said, don't even talk about the Stellings. Don't even talk about like one Wakenham or even the Parika Stelling, New Amsterdam or Rosignal Stelling. He said, don't even talk about them. Don't even talk about Freedom Hoop and George one. Yes. What is honourable, smart, respectable leaders looking after?
Yeah.
You know, I have seen the best country on earth being transformed into the worst nation in this world, all because of the absolute worst leaders anyone can imagine ruling them. I keep saying, and I will say it back tonight, 3,000 people in the streets can give we back with taxes and change that contract overnight. What are you guys afraid of? People flying in from all over the world to go to Ukraine to help them fight against Putin. Yes. What Putin is doing in Ukraine there. The citizens take to the streets all across Ukraine despite war tanks shooting, bombs raining down on them, bullets flying all over for their rights and their lands with their resources. What happened in this country, man? I am not hearing a voice from anyone. And we worth much more than what Ukraine worth in the world today. Yeah, man.
Yep.
Yes. Even Vladimir Putin envy Guyana now, because we would be the one to pick up the slack for the world when Putin and he oil get kicked out. And what we are getting out of that, uncle? What are we getting out of it? Nothing. What are we doing about it? Nothing. What else we can do? Nothing. Tell me, man. When you become slaves all over again, then you also have to do something. Because I don't know what to say. Right now we are already living like the indentured laborers, how they were living back in those days. Fetching water, fetching garbage away, shining shoes, making their beds, cleaning their toilets, and driving them along in the back seats in which they're cocking up their foot on your heads, yes, and blowing their cigar smoke in our faces. Life good in Guyana for them. Can I say life good in Guyana for you people? God bless you, and I hope you guys have a great evening. I am off to my vacation. Joshua? Wow. Whew. Ray? Take it, Ray.
Thank you very much. You're listening to us on Kaieteur Radio 99.1 and 99.5 FM. Those numbers this evening to call us on is 226-7453 to 4 and 622-2222.
Go ahead.
Bernard?
Yeah, Glenn. Good night, Glenn. Good night, everyone. Namaste, everyone. Like you said, oil is $140 a barrel, right? And we get in, that works out at $47 million US per day with these two projects right now. We are getting $5 million US a day when we should be getting 28 million US per day, right? So we're getting less than 1/5 of what we're supposed to get, which works out at $10 billion US per year, which is 3 times our national budget. We should be getting 3 times our budget from the oil alone right now, and we're not.
We still borrowing money.
Yes, sir. Yes, okay. Let me finish, Glenn. The other night, some Guyanese got offended when I said Guyanese are acting illiterate because they allow the PNC and PPP to exploit their passiveness for stupidity. So tonight, I challenge them all to prove me wrong and show me that they have some intelligence and some dignity by standing up for themselves and their children's future. You're talking about our leaders holding the exam by their bees. I have news for you, Glenn. Ukraine's leader has bees.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
All our leaders put together doesn't have more bees than a 3-year-old child. Right? You go on a vacation? Well, I get in the hell out of this country. Because I can't stand people without any dignity, man. I got one question for you, Glenn. You think any Guyanese would stand in the middle of the Damar Harbor Bridge and blow themselves up to stop the Venezuelans from crossing that bridge, Glenn? Huh? You think so? Well, I refuse to be around dumb clumps who will not fight for their defenseless children who are hungry. I'm tired of Guyanese people, Glenn. I'm really tired, man. You want to go on vacation? I'm going to leave this damn country.
I hear you, Bernard.
That's my spill for tonight.
I tend to agree with you a bit, and I agree with you. I agree with you with the Ukrainian leader. Can you hold 1 second for me, please? The Ukrainian leader said to this a while ago, 1 hour ago, he is not leaving his country. He will die fighting for his country and his people. You said it nicely. You said it nicely. Our leaders does not have B. They have something else.
Oh, God.
Good evening, sir. You're live on the air.
Namaste to my brother Lall and the panel and Guyana and the world at large.
Namaste.
Glenn, I know you don't like it, but I will do it. God must bless your parents to have a son like you. Yes. And your family with good health, long life, and happiness.
Thank you.
Now, for the past couple sessions, I heard you asking that both the opposition and the government can come to your station to have discussion.
Of course.
No, I want to know if they are ashamed to come, because they are always ashamed to do the right thing. Why then don't they have NCN? Why don't go to NCN and open up the lines at NCN so that the Guyanese people can call in and ask them some soft question, because they're not like your hard question. You know? Hard question hurt them. You hurt them feelings. So ask them some question. If the opposition can't go there because it is owned by the government, they can come to your station. Or Glenn, if they give you offer, say, Watchman, you must come to NCN. Would you take it on?
Of course, I will go anywhere they want me to go.
Okay. Well, Well, they don't have.
If they don't want to come, I want to go.
Right.
And I want to go anywhere. They want me in the back, I'm going. No?
It's like the Quran says, if the mountain can't come to you, you go to the mountain.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I am saying, if they have the guts, call you, and be manly enough. But you know what? They don't have the time to go at NC and have a calling program where the Guyanese people can talk to them. But they have the time for the past week, 1 week now, then they're on the television and the radio is how they're defending democracy. Because 2 years ago, they had the right, and there was a lot of problem if they didn't defend democracy. This country would have gone down to the gutters. But because of the Guyanese people stood up and fight for their right, they defend democracy. They have the time to spend there every night doing the same nonsense and repeat this thing to give the Guyanese people this nasty vaccine that they've been giving people for 50, 60 years. I wanted the minister, I wouldn't call his name because I don't like to call certain people name. Believe me, to me their name are too sinful. I just to utter from my mouth. So I wouldn't call him name, and then they might sue me. So he was saying that, you know what, they went all over in Europe some time ago, and all over the world they went in Belize, and how the whole world eyes is on Guyana, how they are praising Guyana and talk great about the transition and transformation, how this country got turned. Imagine if you hear them chapters talk. But you know, there's a saying to that, you know, you must speak only good of the dead. You know? Speak only good of the dead. The whole world know these people running this country, every one of them are some dead. You know? So to speak good about them is the best thing you can do. You know? Speak good only of the dead. That you find time to talk all this kind of thing, and yet you have a country. Watch, the hydro project in the Esquibo Coast, you know, GPL is renting some generator from this cat company.
Makop.
Yes,
Makop.
Yes, right.
Okay.
They're renting some. You can imagine that.
Well, I don't know they're renting.
Renting thing.
I don't know they're renting. I know they used to rent.
No, still.
Wow.
Still.
Imagine you're an oil producing country and you're rent. But hold on, I must tell you, you know the reason for renting?
Well, that's...
No, let me tell you, you don't say it. Let us sue me. Kickback during the renting. It's kickback.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good. Or if you don't want to use kickback, you can get a kick front with it.
Right.
Yeah, man.
But you know what? It's the first time in my life I am hearing things like that. That when you address people in certain language, you hurt them feelings. Me no man does hurt woman feelings, and woman does hurt man feelings. Me no man does hurt man feelings. You know, we have to really get some specialists to examine some of these people. You know. You understand?
All right. I hear you.
If them know the amount of feelings where them are hurting Guyana, right? How them are hurting Guyanese feelings. But you know what? I feel our leaders, them, our politicians in this country is really qualified, you know. But some of the qualification they don't mention, but the Chinese people know. Just like how some of them are MBA and EBA and BA and PhD, they should have put BA for scampishness, MA for cunning, and PhD for crookishness and scampiness and cunning walk.
I hear you. All right.
They're more qualified.
I hear you. Somebody else is calling the line. I hear you. Thank you. You're live on the air, sir.
Hi, good night. How are you?
Yes, you're live on the air.
Glenn, I have spoken to Glenn a few days ago, and I'd like to get on here to talk about this with him.
You're live on the air, sir.
Oh, sir, I'm sorry. Good night, Glenn.
Good night.
And the crew.
Good night.
I want to say that what Glenn is saying, I heard that, I know you were sick, and I pray and hope that you got okay. We spoke a few days last week.
Thank you.
And I will tell you, This is a matter of cronyism. This whole government is a pack of crooks, right? They're a pack of devils and wolves in sheep clothing. But let's be fair about it. I walk the whole country here, and let them come and tell the people in Borbies what they come and give people a chicken bag with some chicken feed bag with a couple 2 pack of chow mein on battle aisle, and the people have forgot all the thing what happening in this country. But let me tell you what, 15,000 people votes. 15,000 votes is gonna can them ass like you don't believe it.
No, you gotta careful with your language. Careful with your
I'm
language.
sorry, I retract that.
You can't retract with your life, man.
Yes, man, I'm so sorry. Glenn, God bless you, and I wish you all and everybody who want to see you back on this year. You're going away on vacation or whatsoever, but please do not stop this, because you might think it's a one-man fight. It is not. This fight here, a lot of people are going to involve in it. And this election coming, these people are so smart. They are Putin-type thinkers. This is an autocracy, a country. This is not a democracy. These guys chose to make this country like this. Like you said, the vice president, he's hiding behind the scene.
Yes.
You know, everybody who is the president of this country.
Jagdeo is the president.
And the world knows that.
Jagdeo is the president.
Pardon me?
Jagdeo is the president.
Yeah, he is the president. So he's and
Thank you. You want to say anything else? I got somebody else calling.
Okay, but you know what? I'm so sorry. I have to be cut off because I'm so upset with what is going on.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah. The thing is, these people feel that they can go. They say they call, like, if you read last week paper, one day's paper, they say the vice president now said the money in the NRF is not out yet. And they were scrambling before end of December to collect all these money from the NRF, putting a lot of people of their own kind, their cronies, to get into that board, to get all that money.
Well, that is a different story. That is another story. There's another story we should talk about.
Definitely.
You know, they did not take the nominees that the opposition select. You understand? Them pick them own people and got the nerve to tell the nation, oh, we take a ex-PNC minister.
Barrow, yes, I hear you.
Oh.
Tell you something. One last thing before you go.
Yeah.
And I thank you for the time you are. I have so much things to say about these guys. You cannot believe it. You know, the other day I was talking to a lot of people walking in Berbice here. And there is so many disgruntled people in Essequibo, in Demerara, in Berbice. People are so disgruntled and disappointed in this government. These guys waited 6 months. Tell me which country now had to wait 6 months to get a finance minister like Ashley Singh to come in this country?
Well,
Tell me that. Answer that on public TV.
Right. And hold on.
Not a finance minister.
He is not our finance minister.
Uh-huh.
The man come in as a special finance
Senior Minister.
Senior
with
Minister.
The Office of the Presidency.
within the
with
office of the
responsibility
president
for finance.
with responsibility to
For finance.
And
Yeah.
here
Quite
what happened?
different from
There's a-
finance
Vice
minister.
President.
wait.
Wait, sorry.
Wait,
Wait.
there's a catch to the thing that people can't see. The finance minister is responsible and can go to jail, right? For many things go wrong with our finance.
Yep.
But
Yes.
they make sure they siphon him out of that. So you don't have a
That's right.
finance minister. You understand?
Yes.
So you can't send nobody to jail. Whatever they say, whatever decision he makes, he's making it from out of the office of the president.
I hear
You understand? So them could sell out the whole country. They could do what they want. And you can't do, you gotta change the government, you can't do nothing.
They're doing that right now.
Exactly.
Look at what I walk in the Demerara estates and spoke to a few people from Exxon and CGX and so. You know what one guy told me, a white guy from CGX? He said with Guyana's population of 753,000 people and with the oil wealth and the natural resources Guyana has, Nobody should be poor in this country.
Nobody,
can be
not
poor in
even a
this,
dog,
poor in this
should
country.
be
My friend.
We have
in
them
Guyana.
protest.
My friend.
You know what?
Not even a
Thank
dog
you.
should be
People are
hungry in
bringing back
Guyana.
their
A
state,
dog or a cat shouldn't
reviving
be
their
hungry in
states,
this
their
country.
state. That is only fooling the Indian people and the sugar industry.
My
the people in
friend.
the sugar industry.
My friend,
Yes.
I'll ask you to take a leave. All right?
Please.
Thanks.
I will.
Thanks.
I will.
But let me say this. One of the Exxon guy, could you hold a second, please? Hold. Could you? One of the Exxon man told me just when they announced the fine
Yeah.
that, man, you don't know how rich you guys are, and asked me what vehicle.
We know.
He asked me what vehicle I'm driving.
We know.
And the man said, you don't know, you should have been driving. I tell him driving a little small car. He said, you should have been driving top of the line Mercedes-Benz in this land.
Yeah.
With the kind of wealth we have. Good evening.
Good evening, Mr. Lall.
Yes, good evening. Yes.
This is Emmanuel.
Yes, Emmanuel. How are you keeping?
I'm good, sir. I want to make a suggestion. It's can you put a financial structure in place, like establish an account and have people who have the capability to make a contribution. With that finance, can you hire experts to investigate our leaders, both political parties? They are very destructive to Guyana.
I like
the
that.
Guyanese people don't really know.
I like that.
The two major parties are what having Guyana in poverty.
What's
The
wrong with
reason
that?
why I think the people are not coming out the way they ought to is because they realize that
So if they're corrupt and
the
they're
majority
investigated.
of the people are living below poverty line, and they are scared of making a move, and they will not be able to have the resources to sustain themselves. But I think if
A lot of things,
Everybody
one
should
second. A lot of things gonna come out. Trust me on that one. A lot of things gonna come out. You see those oil blocks? Trust me, there are people that are investigating every single one of them. And I'm not guessing my way. I know this. All right? And some shocking things will come out. Don't worry. But I don't know if they're going to make it public or what. But go ahead.
the other thing I think we need to do, Mr. Lall, is if you can get some expert to draft a letter and have the Guyanese people sign to it, and we send those letters around the world to leaders of countries explaining the situation that the Guyanese people are going through. I think if the mass given, having their signature endorsed into a document, it will draw attention. If we can send a letter to the USA Congress, the President of America, even the Queen, send to the Prime Minister of India.
My friend,
And let us also don't let Putin out. Send one to Putin too.
Mr. Joseph,
Yes, sir.
Mr. Joseph, we can't even get them to protest in the street here, couple them. You will get them to sign their name to something?
Mr. Lall, trust me, they will. Because there is no
Well,
identity.
where are you calling from? The States?
Yeah, I'm calling from the USA.
You gotta come back
I'm calling
here.
your program. Sir, I'm prepared to. 1,000,000%. That's why I'm calling you. This is about the third time fourth time I'm calling into your program.
I hear you. I remember. You gotta come here to help us, and you will come in the studio and help us right here too. All right?
Certainly I will. But I really want you to get serious with that financial thing. We trust you. You're not like the mafias. We trust you.
Thank you. All right.
You're welcome. Man.
Good. On the story number, we can stay in touch. Thanks.
I keep you on my prayer list so that you're able to recover from your health situation.
Thank you, bro. Thanks. Have a good night.
Pleasure speaking.
Pleasure. My pleasure too. Bye. Yeah. Yes, Mr. Ray. You want to say something there?
Yes, Mr. Lall. Here's an advice for all our politicians. The questions and constructive criticisms that are coming from our people can help you to navigate your way as a leader. So they all need to shed their egos and come forward. Just give us the truth and you'll be forgiven. You've said it many times. We will forgive you.
Exactly.
That's all I have to say.
But when you say give the truth, right? I'm even stretching it further than the truth. We will forgive you guys. 1, 2, and 3 project. We forgive you guys. Let it bygones be bygones. On the 4th and moving forward, let's correct the thing, man.
Do right, exactly.
Exactly.
What is so wrong for us to correct? What is so wrong?
And Mr. Lall, there's another lie being hidden right now for 46 years. In 1976, former leader of Venezuela called Forbes Burnham and tried to initiate border talks. Burnham had 5 words for him: meet me at The Hague. I would like anyone from the past PPP and PNC who knew of that conversation to come forward and say it. Because there was a reason why Burnham told him to meet me at The Hague. Burnham knew his position. And if he decided, or if he had decided to go and have cross-border talk with him, it would have shown that he doesn't know his position. But there was also a reason why Carlos Andres Perez tried to initiate those talks. Because seismology is 100 years old in the petroleum industry.
Yep.
And Perez knew what we held here in Guyana in the form of petroleum.
Tell them.
So let the stalwarts from the PNC, because Ptolemy Reed has died, Burnham is now dead, many of them, but there are few of them who are still alive.
The opposition leader now.
Yes,
the new PNC
let them come forward and say what Burnham knew, because if I knew, I was 18 years old when I heard that conversation between Ptolemy Reed, Huldah Walcott, Fitzpatrick, and Burnham at the National Development Building. I was 18 years old. So let them come forward and say what transpired and why is it that we are not disclosing our true reserves, because they knew.
They knew then.
Yeah, exactly.
So they're supposed to know now.
Tell them.
Today,
I think we should disclose the figure, because if people understood the value of what we have, it's supposed to be 56 billion barrels
56
of oil.
billion offshore.
Offshore.
56. That was at the time.
That
Yes.
was in
Now-
1976.
And with another
100 onshore.
yes,
exactly.
Which
Vast
puts
amount
us,
onshore, vast amount onshore.
At least minimum.
this
Exactly.
entire coastal region is full with oil, so
Exactly.
much oil. Over,
not only that,
sorry,
yeah, not only
over 156 billion barrels of oil we have in this country.
But you
that
know, guys-
puts us, sorry, let me finish. That puts us in the top 4. That knocks out, was that Iraq? We've taken
Kuwait.
Iraq's place. Yeah.
Nigeria.
Russia, the United Arab
It brings
Emirates,
us in line with
Libya,
Canada.
and
Canada
the
has
United
158 billion
States.
barrels of oil. It
That's how
brings
much
us
oil we
line
have
with
in this
Canada.
country. Yep.
The 3rd largest reserve.
Yes, but now is the time. You have a new PNC leader, Aubrey Norton. Now is the time Aubrey Norton should call on the government, make a name, stamp your feet and say, hey, this 4th project, don't let it go forward. You understand?
They're lying to us, but they have been lying all the time.
But they're not saying anything. They're not coming forward. So it's like, why are we having a change when
You know
nobody's
what?
saying anything?
You know something? Mr. Burnham and Mr. Jagan, they were trying to mold consensus in this nation. And both have died. And the molding of consensus have died with them. And unless these two people come together, the two major races of this nation come together. But there's a problem. If one group of people think they're better than the other, they would never be able to negotiate in good faith. And that's our problem. We need to have conversations that would lead us to a molding consensus.
Ray, I keep saying, where wealth is concerned, we should not see race.
Never.
We should not see party. We should not see color. We should not see religion. Where our wealth is concerned, we are Guyanese. Let's look at ourselves as Guyanese. And it belongs to every single one of us. Let us don't allow the leaders to mislead and drain your pockets. This wealth belongs to us. And you deserve to get your fair share of it. You know, the people of this country, they have a mindset of, and they're so happy when they get a house lot. You know, guys, you should not be happy to get a house lot. That house lot where you get there belongs to you, and much more than that belongs to you.
Natural rights.
Nobody
Natural
give you
rights.
anything.
Yes.
Yep.
So don't tell yourself under the PPP me get this and under the PNC me get this. No, don't do that to yourself.
Imagine Motley had to come here and tell them, you must take your people along with you.
Exactly.
Don't be. Glenn,
Don't leave them behind.
Glenn, one quick question for you. Exxon chief said today that their shareholders they will double their profits by 2027. They're not going to double, they're going to quadruple with the increase in price right now. And you ask the question, why aren't our leaders fighting for a better deal in the yellow tail? Now should be even more importantly to ask for a better deal because the price of oil is $129 a barrel right now. But I have the question I want to is why our leaders don't want to put no refining in Guyana, Glen? With this second project right now, we will be having 3 million barrels every 2 months right now with the two projects. Right? Suriname has a refinery where they were only producing 80,000 barrels a day. Trinidad has a bigger refinery, they were producing only less than 120,000 barrels per day. Guyana right now will be producing 340,000 barrels per day. Why aren't we having a refinery, Glenn?
But aren't you asking me questions that I cannot answer you? Okay? Everything Suriname does is right.
Exactly.
And everything Guyana does is wrong.
Exactly.
So are you going to ask me why Guyana is not doing
Right,
that?
so why aren't our people saying anything? Why aren't the people saying anything?
You have to ask our leaders that.
No, people have to demand
Right.
better. If people demand better leaders, they will have them.
You people are going to bed hungry. You have your children going to bed hungry. And we have so much wealth in this land. Look, right now, like I said Russia, the world is moving away from Russia and their oil. Russia is, Joseph Biden is going to ask Venezuela, our neighbor, Iraq, and Iran, who they have an embargo against, to step up the pace because they don't want to support Russia. Guyana is falling in there right away. Right away, Guyana is falling in there. But what is there for me and you? We are there already to help brace the world against Russia. But who are bracing you and your children? That's what we need to ask. That's the big question should be on our lips and our tongues every single day, everywhere we go, everyone we meet. We should ask them what is there for us, our own thing. Right? Josh?
Yes, sir.
I'm taking a break this evening. You have any phone call there?
I see one coming through here.
Take it.
Calling good evening and welcome to the Glen Lall Show.
Messages.
Hello, good night.
Good night.
I have I think I got the answer to this country's problem, you know. Yeah, both governments have failed the Guyanese people, and I feel that we need a new government.
Definitely.
So, I mean, people should read through the lines. I don't know if I'm correct or incorrect.
You're correct, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
You know what? The caller actually just echoed a lot of the sentiments online, particularly today more than any other day. There's a lot of people on YouTube and on Facebook who are saying that both the PPP and the PNC have failed the nation, and that, you know, the only way that we're going to move forward is if we have a new party or new government. Like,
Well, as much as, one second, as much as they think we need a new government, let them find a new government. I don't believe we need a new government. What I believe...
they're saying it's you. They want you to be the president.
Come on. What I believe...
I'm serious. This is what the people are saying. A lot of people actually throughout the course of this program
They want to
always
make-
say, if you run for president, they will support you.
They want to make me critic or they want to make me Sharma?
Well, they said
Huh?
you're worse than Sharma, but
No.
the people are actually
friend-
saying you should start a party
My
and
friend,
become
my
president.
friend, let's don't get carried away. We have leaders and we have to make them do the right things.
Exactly. Shed their ego. They have to shed their
Right.
ego.
Exactly. Do the right thing by the people.
That's what I'm saying. Shed your ego. Start listening to constructive criticism.
Exactly.
To be better.
And the right questions.
Exactly.
But do you think the way that things have gone recently, that's realistic to expect that to happen?
If the people comes out, yes.
If people get out into the streets tomorrow morning, all of them who talking there, let them get out get out into the streets Monday morning, and trust me, that everything can be normal.
Exactly.
Well, we've seen that that's not looking like it's likely to happen.
So you think people will vote for you?
Vote for exactly.
Come on, man.
Well, there's it.
Come on.
So where do you start?
Come on.
Equally divided around nation.
Get out into the streets and it change tomorrow morning.
Exactly.
Why you want to wait 5 years for government change?
Exactly. By the time
Come on, man.
man.
Yeah, but 5 years from now, everything finished. So tell those people what type in there to listen and learn from with age and experience.
Tell the family to come out in the street. Exactly.
Right. And if they live overseas, let them get their relatives to come out.
Yeah, so Thursday, 9 o'clock in front of the
Look,
High
Thursday.
Court.
Thursday morning, we're
having a
my
picnic.
court case.
Because you when they come out.
Yes.
Right? Yes, you will see how many people turn out.
I challenge them. That's why I challenge them to show the thing. If I say they lack intelligence, come out on the street and show me you have intelligence.
Show your support. Come out and tell the government, take back your taxes. And then when you're done with this one, then we will move for the renegotiation of the contract. But nothing you guys can change, man. Any one of us break the law, we end up before the court tomorrow morning. Come on.
Expeditiously.
Come on.
Expeditiously.
And trust me, magistrate, you just want you to.
Expeditiously.
Do we pay our taxes? If we do it,
Man, you don't pay your taxes, you got to pay compound and compound taxes on it.
GR, exactly.
Yes, with GRA.
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
What's some of the questions, man? I tell the leaders send the questions here. Imagine that you can do.
there are not many questions,
Huh?
if only comments. Somebody said here, if the Glen Lall, didn't APNU AFC government take charge of the Berbice Bridge? They asked that when you were saying something
Nice
about
question.
the Berbice Bridge.
That's a nice question. If the APNU AFC take charge of the bridge,
Yeah, the Berbice
yes, then they made some changes to it, and the bridge, the Berbice Bridge is now in the hands of the government. Okay, but is the but.
You still have to pay.
The private shareholders still sits within the Republic Bank that has to be paid,
Yes.
right? It's just that that clause in which it could have disappeared from Guyana into their hands.
Yeah.
The APNU government was able to remove that.
You know what,
That's a very nice question.
I have a question for you actually.
Yeah.
Do you know anything about bearer shares? Have you ever heard that term before?
Bearer share?
Bearer shares.
No, I haven't heard about that.
Well, apparently it's a practice in some countries. I believe it is still happening in Panama, where you don't necessarily need to be named as an owner of the company, like how you would have somebody, you know, you're the director, Glen Lall is the director of this business. But once you have possession of these shares, physical possession, they entitle you to the same rights as if you were one of the listed owners of the business. So I wanted to know if anybody knows if that's still something, if we've ever done that in this country.
No, I never heard of it being done.
Bear
in Guyana.
shares.
No,
Once you
never.
bear the share, you basically own whatever interest in the company. And it's something that's done in some jurisdictions in the world. And it would make a lot of sense for some of the companies we have operating here. The people who are hiding behind them would be exposed. So that's something we need to look
I hear
at.
you. I hear you loud and clear. And if we don't have any more calls
That's it.
going on there, let me say namaste to all of you and thanks for listening. I hope to see you guys back very soon.
Namaste. Thursday, 9 a.m., High Court.